Kyle,
Yeah.
did I happen to tell you that there are new figures coming to Disney Infinity 2.0?
Right. This is phase 2.
Phase 2 of 2.0, 2.2, 2.1. 2.0 is the launch. This is 2.1.
Okay.
It is called Disney Originals. They're separating it from the whole Marvel fiasco.
I see 0 Marvel characters in front of me.
This is all Disney.
Wait, fiasco?
Fiasco might be a wrong word.
Okay.
I retract that word.
All right.
Well, if you're a fan, say you're a fan of Disney,
Yeah.
you get the first game. Even Pirates, which was like a movie adaptation, was originally a ride that's at Disneyland. These are all very Disney-centric properties.
Sure.
And then some people were kind of taken aback a little bit when they come out with 2.0, and it's just totally Marvel.
Yeah.
And so they separated them, and you can actually get a separate starter pack. So you can get a starter pack with Merida and Stitch that has the game and has the board and has these 2 little mini games that are fun that you can play. One's like Tower Defense and one's like Diablo.
Oh, but that starter pack does not include like a level to play or like a story.
It doesn't include the only playset that they've released so far in a starter pack. There's Spider-Man and there's Guardians, which you can get separate.
Yeah.
But Avengers is the one that comes with the starter pack.
So if you get the starter pack with these 2, you're kind of boned to just play mini games.
You don't have playsets, yeah. But
Yeah.
you can't put those guys in those separate playsets anyway. So
Sure.
there have not this 2.0 generation of Disney Infinity. There have yet to be a classic Disney original centric
Yeah.
playset.
Yeah.
But the mini games are fun. They're fun to level up characters. I like they do have stories, like the Merida one began with a character from the movie that wasn't featured anywhere else in the game. So like they did bring a voice actress in to do her voice to comment throughout the story. They have one of the characters from Lilo and Stitch come in and he does voiceover for
so they're not necessarily
cinemas in the cutscene, but
they're not necessarily mini games.
they definitely are mini games. They're definitely. I mean, it's you can spend like to get through Merida's thing, even though it's slightly repetitive. It definitely took me a couple hours, and and she's almost completely leveled up going through that. So, and I had fun. I mean, it's fun to run around. You can do it co-op, which is definitely the way to do it if you're going to play this with a brother, a sibling, or your kiddies if you're going to bring them out and play the stuff. But what's interesting is when they didn't do it the first game is that there's a whole separate starter pack. So if you are like, man, I just want these Disney figures. I've never really liked Marvel. I don't care about those superheroes. I don't need to get the Spider-Man playset. I don't need to get the Guardians playset. You can just get this second starter pack. It'll come with the disc. You can play all the toy boxes, and you can play with these characters. What's fun that they've also done that I think is really smart, leading into the next gen, they added costumes with 2.0. So some of the Marvel characters had costumes that you could put onto the figures.
Yeah.
So you have these little power-ups that you can give them, and you put them in the base, and you put the figure on it. And now I'll put Aladdin on his costume, so he becomes like Prince Ali. They have like the Prince Ali outfit with the big hat and everything. But what they've done is they've added some costumes to older characters. So Mr. Incredible here has his original Mr. Incredible outfit. Before they designed his cool new red outfit in the film.
Yeah.
His retro, the first outfit you see him in the movie. So I like that they've added some value to old figures that you have. They have 2 Jacks there. They got Jack Skellington in his Santa Claus outfit, and they have Jack Sparrow as a skeleton because of the curse, the gold curse.
Are these random? These are randos?
Everything up here except for these 2 guys, the mini games are all in blind packs just like before.
Cool.
Unless you have some friend at elementary school. It's like $20. Then that's not necessarily a blind pack.
I got a few of those, yeah.
Or if I'm still missing some ones from 1.0, so I'll probably have to track those down on eBay instead of just buying like a huge bulk thing and getting like 20 discs that I don't need. But these are so great. You were mentioning actually before Muppets. There's a lot of Muppet representation here. They had a vehicle from the first game that was Muppets related, but we got a Pigs in Space spaceship. Mm-hmm. We got Sam's car over here, Sam the Eagle.
Some fish I don't recognize from some other Muppet I don't recognize.
Oh, that's not the Swedish Chef, but that's I can't. Oh God, it's terrible, man. You got me on camera to open up holes in my.
No, just to be fair to everyone, no one knows which Muppet that is.
Yeah, he throws the fish, man. They're like a boomerang fish.
Wait,
so
what?
It's like a fish that you throw,
That's
and
not
they
a
always
Muppet.
come back and hit him. He like throws it off camera, and then they have some stagehand to like chuck the fish back in, and it hits the puppet. God, I should know
My point
his
is
name.
they go real obscure with these, which I like. I really
Very
appreciate
obscure.
that.
There's Gus the horse, which is like a classic live-action Disney character.
Yeah.
They took me to task. The first interview I ever had for Infinity, he was like, "We got Condor Man." I was like, Hoodor Man? What? Like Condor Man. You don't know Condor Man?
I don't know what Condor Man
I
is.
did not know Condor Man. I still haven't done my Condor Man research. But in 1.0, they had a disc. And I'm a big fan of Disneyland, so they got Main Street Electrical Parade. They got the car from the Wind in the Willows ride.
I see it's a Small World
they got
Kids
Small
over
World
here.
thing. They got Neverland, so you can finally make a little Neverland. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I want to make a Neverland toy box. Because you can have water in the background, and you can make a little island. And
can you make a ship, a pirate ship?
They have They have 2 different pirates. They have a red pirate ship and a blue pirate ship.
All right.
It's kind of like a crashed pirate ship. It's not like actually on water. That's one thing in the Toy Box Summit this year. Somebody bugged them about. They're like, "Where's water? You can't swim yet."
Yeah, that's really hard.
We know. So, but it's they want to add tech when they need to, and the Finding Nemo sequel's coming out next year. So.
I remember it was a big deal when water came to Little Big Planet. I think water's tough. I don't know.
You think?
Yes, I do
Maybe
think.
just a little bit?
Yeah.
So again, just to clarify, this is not a new game. This still just works with 2.0. You do need the disc. So if you haven't bought the game yet and you just like the Disney stuff, specifically the Disney originals, you can just buy that starter pack. I do have to say something. I'm curious to get your take on it.
Okay.
And I don't know if I've necessarily said this with any figure that's come out before. I don't like Aladdin's pose.
Whoa.
And I think what they're going for here, I mean, he is kind of he is a slick guy, he is kind of smarmy.
Yeah.
And he's much more of a trickster than a lot of the male Disney characters. He's a lot more like Flynn Rider from Tangled, which we got a couple years ago. But it's interesting because one character that you might notice is missing from this that they've been advertising a lot is Jasmine, and Jasmine doesn't come out until February.
Yep.
And so if you put both of them on the base together, he's kind of raising his hand towards her, and she's like being coy, like back at him. But it's like you can put it next to Tank, like, hey Tank, what's going on? It just I don't know. It's not a very action-y approach. Whereas look at Baymax is just like ready to go.
Oh, yeah,
Meredith's got her bow out.
Look at Donald. He's not goofing around right now.
Donald is pissed.
Oh,
man.
I love that Donald.
Which is funny because he's actually kind of happy, like in game when his idle animation, he's happy. Whereas the figure's just not having it at all.
He's not having it. He's like, I want to go fight Spider-Man right now. Bring him on.
And Hero, there's like normal looking Hero.
Sure.
Like you can just have like Hero in like pants and a shirt. He definitely appears that way in the movie. But they're like, nope, Hero in battle armor, definitely ready to go. Aladdin's just kind of like, hey.
Yeah.
What's going on? But to me, that's got to be really tough. It's like, what do you pick? Especially with like the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like they're all actiony people. It's like, why is Drax leaning forward when Star-Lord's just standing up straight? But yeah, I was curious to get your take on that. I thought it was an interesting.
No, it's a dumb pose. You're right.
I felt it was intentional because. Whoops, excuse me, Tank. I felt it was intentional because of Jasmine that they wanted those two figures to
well, then it's
together.
a good idea because much like just getting like the Jack Skellington panel, and it's like, oh, now I need to get Jack Skellington to even use this.
Right.
It's like, no, now you need Jasmine for Aladdin to make sense.
Aladdin's pose to be complete.
Yeah.
But I dig it, man. I've been pretty obsessed with this. I like the mini games. A bunch of new items obviously come with all this stuff. When you put the 2 mini games on there, you unlock new enemies. They come with different bad guys that are specific to each.
So these are actually a big deal. I think you should stop calling them mini games. That seems unfair.
I think that's what they call them.
Oh, okay.
Or like adventure games or adventure discs or something. I always get the terminology. I called it like I didn't call it the base. I called it the base, and I called it something wrong in the first Disney 1.0 review.
And then you get an email.
Like, well, I gave myself an email. I was very sad. But yeah, and just pointing out for the fans at home, Darkwing Duck stuff. We got Darkwing Duck's vehicle and we got Darkwing Duck's gun.
Well, hold on. When you say vehicle, that's not fair because it's not the duck wing.
It's one of his vehicles.
Yeah. It's a sweet motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle. It's got really cool animated smoke that comes out the back of it. Plays the Darkwing Duck theme.
Cool.
Like a lot of the other vehicles when you get in them. One thing that I like that I wasn't familiar with, I was curious when I opened this one up, I'm like, what is that? And it's, I guess, a rug and couch and TV from Phineas and Ferb that flies. Mm-hmm. I guess it was like in one episode he like enchanted a rug or something, or built a rug that can fly, just kind of the magic carpet.
I gotta say, Phineas and Ferb is a really good show.
Which is also in there. Gotta get, I mean, got Aladdin, you gotta get the magic carpet.
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb is fantastic. Yeah, they got Gravity Falls, is that the name of it?
That's,
Yeah, so they have a couple other items from that as well, background from that. So yeah, lots of new stuff. I could go on forever, and I probably would if Ian wasn't over there giving me the flag. You're done.
Okay,
You're
we're done.
Jones.
We're done.
You're done.
Okay.
So yeah, go check it out. This is it. Again, you're getting Jasmine in February, and we'll hopefully get some more stuff this year. There's some teaser characters. If you pay attention and go through the menus of 2.0, there's some people that...
Jasmine alone in February, or that'll be 2.2 in February?
Just Jasmine alone, because we're also getting Loki and some of the Marvel villains, a couple other Marvel characters, some other Disney characters that were hinted at in some videos that came up on YouTube that I won't mention specifically.
It seems think
want
you
to
should.
spoil yourself, no. If you want to spoil yourself, you can go out there and maybe see some other stuff that's coming.
Okay.
But there is other Disney stuff coming. So yeah, there it is. There's a new Disney stuff. Thanks, Kyle.